For the second straight race, it is a marquee event in the Gatorade Cup Series. We're here at Darlington, South Carolina at the Darlington Raceway for the running of the Southern 500, the fourth and final crown jewel race of the Gatorade Cup Series, season number 12. Scott Upton, the 19, on pole for tonight's race. Beside him in the second position, the 88 of Diglia Pez. Then in third place, Marshall Burrow. Fourth place, Conrad Evans. And rank at the top five, Landon Lyons in the 66. Starting in the sixth position, the 5 of Jeff Bright. Seventh place, it's Tommy Fletcher Jr., Anson and Charlebois in eighth. Ninth place, it's Keyshawn Richardson. And Trey Rennie, the 18, rounds out the top 10. Back behind them, we have 44 Joseph Zatomu, who's inside the 9 of Michael Gregory. Then there's 16 Zachary DeLello and 47 Bibi Ruiz. Then we have Max Rossi, 83 and 43 of Evan Hunter. Then there's Jose Mills, the 15 and the 78 of Jade Jefferson, along with Derek Hamill, the 12 and the 10 of Griffin Lynn. Then there's TJ Henley comes in as the points leader. John Threeford, 99, down to his inside. Then we have Keegan Thompson and Colin Teague, the 00, with Sebastian Kukulon and Ronan Kurz in the 77. Then there's William Seaman and Jay Randall, the 22, along with Colton Yo and Anthony Nez in the 8. Then there's Luke Brandy and Nonigan Scott, the 48, along with Eli Brent, the 24, and the 11 of Jake Galloway. Then there's Max Aronson, the 1, and the 31 of Riley Sampson. Then we have Roman Fenway and Anthony Fox comes in second in the point standings. Carter Freese in the 6 and the 28 of Riley Spurley-Tube. Then the 5 of the 7 of Levi Shones and the 4-2 of Coluigi rounds out the 4-2 car starting line for racing here at the Darlington Speedway in South Carolina. Our fourth crown jewel race of the season. Let's go down trackside for the most famous words in motorsports.
Are you ready? Drivers, start your engine!
42 engines fired up. We're rolling off the start grid here at the Darlington Raceway to go racing with 4 races left to make it into the postseason in season number 12 of the Gatorade Cup Series. Tensions are high among these 42 drivers. For a lot of them, their chase chances rely on these next few races coming up. And with 56 laps at Darlington, the last race was the longest race of the season mileage-wise. But this one may be the toughest mentally and physically, with hard corners at this racetrack. Very, very hard to handle race cars. We'll see how they handle. A lot of throwbacks and some pit track schemes. We'll get to that later in the race. On the front row, Scott Upton, Diglia Pez to the green flag. We're racing at the Darlington Raceway. Off of 4, Scott Upton leads the first lap from pole position. Burrow up to second. Third place, Landon Lyons. And fourth place, 41, Tommy Fletcher Jr. The race off to turns 1 and 2. As they race through the corner, front 4 get clear. Behind Scott Upton, now Burrow with a peek down to the inside. Gets the help from the 66 of Landon Lyons. Burrow inside of Upton into turns 3 and 4. Approaching turns 3 and 4 for the first time at full speed. Get a little bit loose there, entering the corner. Marshall Burrow to get out in front. The 07 leads the second lap of the Southern 500 at Darlington. Landon Lyons through to second. Third place now Keyshawn Richardson inside of Michael Gregory, the 9. Behind the 47 of Bibi Ruiz and the 43 of Evan Hunter. Yeah, so it is throwback weekend here in the Gatorade Cup Series. A lot of historic paint schemes. The 47 with the mellow yellow colors. Evan Hunter with Ryan Newman's all-tail scheme back from the early Penske days around 2003 or so. Further back, Diglia Pez starts second in this race with the Diet Mountain Dew colors in the 88 car, much like Darrell Waltrip had in his career. And how about a throwback to yourself? Griffin Lynn in the 10, up inside the top 10, comes in third in the point standings, driving the scheme, which he won his championship in back in season number 6. That's a very, very cool throwback for Griffin Lynn to be wheeling here at the Darlington Raceway. He's hoping it brings him some success here in the Southern 500. At the front, Keyshawn Richardson 29 leads. Bibi Ruiz 47, Evan Hunter 43. Keyshawn leads left, but Ruiz has the inside preferred lane off to the first corner. And that is up from Evan Hunter. 2 throwbacks lined up on the inside. Then the camo number 15 of Jose Mills also down there. Another throwback of Griffin Lynn, the 10. There are a few Patriot schemes in this race. The 15 has some camo on the car. 78 Jay Jefferson has a Patriot paint scheme along with the 7 of Levi Jones along with some others as it was 19 years ago to this day. The terrorist attacks on September 11th, 2001 left the nation in shock, and during tonight's race we will be silent through laps 9 through 11 to honor those who lost their lives tragically in that terrible day in American history. Coming around with the 6th lap here in the Southern 500 at Darlington. For second position, 96 Conrad Evans, low on the 10 of Griffin Lynn. Evan Hunter 43 going to enjoy to stay at the front just a little bit right there. Just behind Evans, that is the 99 of Jonathan Buford. Has 2 wins this season, the only driver to have won multiple races so far this season. But he's down 28th in the point standings. Needs to be top 20 to get those 2 victories to be used as a wild card spot. So we'll see what we can do here tonight. Darlington try and help his chance to get up inside the top 20. Currently 28th in the points. Needs to go his way as he's up to second now. Looking inside Evans as they race off turn number 4 down to the start finish line. Evans leads the 96. Buford, though, inside to turn number 1. 2 by 2 throughout this field. We're about to come around and complete the 8th lap, start the 9th lap. This one will go silent until the end of lap number 11. The terrible day happening 19 years ago. September 11th, 2001. This is for all those who lost a family member in those terrible attacks. We start lap 9 right here. Eleven laps in the books here in the Southern 500 at Darlington. Jay Randall led the 22, then taken by the 48 Nottingham Scott, and now the 11 of Jake Gowie goes right on through. Here comes 17 Roman Fenway, Tony the Tiger on that race car, number 17. Looking to do some success with that throwback, moves up to the 2nd position, and then a close call there with Williams in the 45 down to his inside. And here come 2 teammates, Upton from pole position, 9 of Michael Gregory. They're moving back forward. Upton found way down in line from pole position, fell back, but now back up to 3rd as here comes Seaman on Gowie for the race lead. Michael Gregory just behind his teammate Scott Upton, just behind them Tommy Fletcher Jr., Keyshawn Merchant, another throwback. It is our points leader, TJ Hanley, a very famous throwback. That is Wood Brothers, number 21, David Pearson, the car that he's thrown back to right there. One good-looking Wood Brothers racing cars. Our poles here, Scott Upton back out front, teammate Michael Gregory through to 2nd. Another throwback just a few cars back. Riley Spurgeon, 28. Nice-looking car right there. Will also run that Texas World in just a few races. Jay Rando, a Ward Burnt throwback in that 22 from 2000. Another good-looking hot rod, not one you see all the time as a throwback, so very, very cool to see that. Just behind him, another personal throwback for this driver, Riley Sampson. Throwing it back to the car. It may not look like much. It looks like maybe a test car, but this is based off a paint scheme in which he won his first ever Gatorade Cup Series race back season 8 at Texas in the Chase, filling in for the 7 driver Griffin Lynn after sustaining injuries at Talladega. Sampson filled into victory at that race in a black number 7 car, so great to see Riley Sampson throwing it back to his first ever GCS victory. Now with the 31 looking for some success, and just behind on the inside a car that we've seen many times this season, but it is a throwback still, the 8th of Anthony Hernandez with the Budweiser number 8 Chevrolet for Dale Earnhardt Incorporated, looking to win here at Darlington, just behind the 43 of Evan Hunter, as we're looking to try and get through all these throwbacks and try to view them all out and see what they all look like and show them off here at the Darlington Raceway. Keyshawn Merchant takes the lead, but here comes our points leader, TJ Hanley. If he leads a lap, it's 5 bonus points towards the championship. He comes in as the points leader over Anthony Fox and Griffin Lynn. And with the push from Riley Spur to by, those two get 1 and 2. As right now it's 3 throwbacks lined up. 1, 2, 3. Then Jake out in the number 11 FedEx Toyota Camry for Joe Goods Racing right now in the 4th position. And how about the 44 up to 5th, Georgia Satomu. Hanley's going to lead the 17th lap here in the Southern 500 at Darlington. 5 bonus points for the driver of the 21. Here comes Jay Jefferson, patriotic scheme in that 78 car. Not a throwback, but a very, very honorable paint scheme there in the 78. Donned red, white, blue, silver as well in that 78 car. Looking to grab a victory here at the Darlington Raceway with the American flag on the side of that 78. Just behind him, the two Luke Rainey showing off a new paint scheme, the PIAA car. Moving forward, up inside the top 10. He's had a pretty good season at this point. And just find another throwback. There's the 00 Colin Teague throwing it back there, and that 00 to a modified. Don't normally see some of these throwbacks either, but Teague throwing it back to a modified. And looking sharp out on the racetrack, currently up now to 5th position, getting by the 28 of Riley Spurley to Upton, our poster back on the inside. And John Spifford, the only multi-time winner this season, currently up inside the top 10, looking for his 3rd victory of the season, be the only driver to do that at this stage in the season. Front 3 get clear, Ruiz, Galloway, Jefferson, but now they're looking out the 47. There goes Galloway to the inside, heads up from the 78 of Jay Jefferson as they're side by side for the top spot, down the back straightaway into turns 3 and 4. Jake Galloway 11, out in front, Jay Jefferson 78 with the look. Ruiz had to check up on the outside. Now they're side by side again for the top spot. Galloway outside, Jefferson inside. Galloway leads in the 11. Jefferson preferred lane down to turn number 1 though. You can just see the speeds these guys are going with these camera angles right there. You see how fast they're going, especially the one that's mounted on the wall in turns 3 and 4, the stationary camera right there. With 2 back-to-back where you see them fly by, and then you get another angle as they fly away from the camera right here. Just shows the speed. And that's not the only thing that shows speed. These walls that are painted with red and white stripes. It just shows such a unique perspective of the speed of these race cars. Something to really just kind of use to measure the speed off of, you know. When it's just a blank wall out there, you can't really use anything. If it's all white, you can't use anything to measure the speed because it's all the same color. But if you focus on a color and you look at the red color or the white color, you can see how fast it disappears. Just shows the speeds these race cars reach here at the Darlington Raceway. And this is not even the fastest racetrack on the Gatorade Cup Series schedule. With how narrow it is, how tight it is, it looks very, very fast. They're going over 180, so it's not slow by any means, but it's not the fastest we go to. We go to places like Pensacola where they go over 210 miles an hour on average. Baby Rose back up front, the 47. Kukulon moves to 2nd in the Wii Fit, number 40 Dodge. 3rd place now, Riley Sampson. Once again, the paint scheme that he drove to victory lane for the first ever time in his Gatorade Cup Series career. It's Sampson. 8 of Hernandez, now side by side for 3rd. Keegan Thompson, number 20, just behind the 8. And the 07 of Marshall Burrow, also coming on the inside, the 12 as well. Here comes the 5 of Jeff Bright, starting to move forward. So we got some big names coming forward around the midway point here in the Southern 500. Darlington just a few laps away from the halfway point in the Southern 500. Caution free at this stage, and a very competitive one at that. Had a lot of lead changes, but at the front, most of the time, Baby Ruiz has been up here for a good bit, but now challenged to the inside, the 40 of Sebastian Kukulon heads off from the 8 of Anthony Hernandez. Here comes the 20 of Keegan Thompson as well. The 5 of Jeff Bright, the 07 Marshall Brown. There's Fenway, Mills, and Anderson. 3 DI cars. The 8, the 15, the 1 coming up to the front. And the 8 right now in 2nd. Mills is going to be off of this 6th, and Max Anderson's going to be 7th. Riley Spurley Tube. Top 3 in points the last 2 seasons, but this season has not been anywhere near the amount of success he's had the past 2 seasons in the Gatorade Cup Series. He needs a lot to go his way in these final 4 races before the postseason to get his way into that 12-man chase field. A win tonight would mean a lot for Riley Spurley and his chase chances. Right now up inside the top 10. They're all chasing the Budweiser number 8. Anthony Hernandez out front for DI. How about Cole Luigi? Started 42nd, last in this race. Battling now up inside the top 10 at the midway point in the Southern 500. Just shows you can get your way through the field if you do it right. And even someone else that was back there, Max Rossi, the 83, starting to come forward on the inside, the FD&Y paint scheme. Moving up now into the top 20, then into the top 15, then the top dozen, top 10, top 5. He'll be bound for the lead here in a few laps for the race lead. The 5 of Jeff Bright, low in the 8 of Anthony Hernandez. And Jeff Bright takes it. Jose Mills falls through to second. Jeff Bright leads the midway point into the Southern 500 at Darlington. How about that? Halfway done here at Darlington. Still half a race left to go. It is such a long one here at this racetrack. These drivers have to be physically tough and mentally tough to do this lap after lap for 56 laps. In comparison, the Coca-Cola 600 was 60 laps long. Here comes Riley Spur to 28. 16 just behind Zachary DeLello, and here comes Colucci trying to break inside the top 5 for the first time tonight. And currently up to 5th for the 42. Keyshawn Richardson coming back in the 29. He's hung around the front most of this night. Griffin Lynn coming back in the 10 car. Hernandez down line in front of William Seaman. Max Rossi now up inside the top 10. Here comes Riley Sampson, 31. 12 Derek Camel, 00 Colin Teague, and there's our pulse here, Scott Upton hanging around the top 20. And now DeLello pressuring Riley Spur to the 28 out in front. DeLello to second, Colucci to third. Those three trying to break away. They're side by side for fourth. There's DeLello, late move inside of Spurleytube in turns 1 and 2. That was a very, very late move, but he's going to make it stick. He'll get by Spurleytube down the back straightaway. Mentioned how long the Pepsi 600 is and how grueling it is. 6 laps long, this one 56 laps long. Well, the winner of that race, Eli Bright, has not made much noise here tonight. In fact, he's back in the 31st position, battling with teammate, as we got a wreck or something. We had a car somewhere have some sort of issue. It was Riley Spurleytube. And the 66 Alliance on pit road. But what has that done now? Luke Rainey as well is damaged. I think that's damage on the 2 car. It is rear end damage. The 66 has some damage or something, but Spurleytube is slow on the racetrack. If he stops and it's not in a favorable position, the yellow flag will come out. But if the yellow doesn't come out, what that does is the pack is now split. And look at this. We got issues here. Cars all over the place. I believe some cars might be damaged off that. Derek Hamill's slow in the 12 car. We stay green for now. But what has this done? But allowed the front 4 to get away, and unless there's the yellow flag, it's one of these 4 to win this race. Mills is too far back and without any draft, and then this pack back here, they have the draft, they have the speed, but it's not enough laps left. They have more cars, they have more speed. The problem is they're so far back with so little laps to go. But issues there to 3 drivers. Spurleytube, Lyons, and Luke Rainey. And I believe the 2 and the 66 are both out. The 2's out for an accident. The 66 is still on pit road. So the 2 had damage from something that happened, but we stayed green off it. We'll have to see at the end of this race what all has happened to the 28, 66, and the 2. What has allows these front 4 to now battle it out for this race victory. Hernandez, Luigi, Lynn, and DeLello. That's interesting there for sure. 5th place going to be a battle as soon as Rossi's trying to get to Mills, and they will definitely catch that 15 with the draft. But now, unless there's a yellow flag, it is a 4-man dance for the victory in the Southern 500 at the Darlington Raceway. And now 20 laps to go at the start finish. We'll keep the leaderboard up to see if the pack makes any progress at all to these front 4, which at the moment looks like they've made none. But now the pack at the front is 2 by 2. 42 and 8 side by side, 10 and 16 side by side. Luigi out front the 42. Lynn will move to second in the 10 car. Hernandez now back to 4th as DeLello will move to 3rd. We'll see if that battling did anything for this pack. The yellow flag is now out, so that really helps everyone. The 48 Scott is upside down. Jake Calloway is well involved in the 11 car, and Ronan Curtis in the 77 as well. A terrible crash at the Darlington Raceway, and now that saves 5th on back. Those front 4 did not want to see this at all. Everyone else wanted to see this. As now to reset button, everyone get back together. And now it is a race for everyone left, running and without damage. Yellow flag, number 1 out in the Southern 500 Darlington. We'll go see what caused it, but first, let's see what happened to the 2 of Luke Rainey, the 28 Riley Spurleytube, and the 66 of Landon Lyons. The 2 of Luke Rainey was at the back of the field, and as Spurleytube had the checkup happen with the 28, Luke gets caught in the wall. gets caught in the safer barrier. And for Riley Spurgeon, his issues arise while running up inside the top 5. Here it is on the outside lane. He knows he has an issue. He's trying to get to pit road, but can't. And I believe the 6-6 of Lyons, his issues occurred even earlier in the race, around lap 29. So he had mechanical issues as well, sent him to pit road. But now let's see what happens around the yellow flag. Nine gets got Jake Cameron. Kurtz get the worst of it, 48, 11, and 77. Just like the two Luke Rennie, Noggin Scott gets up too high, and it looks like he just kind of catches the safer barrier right as he kind of clips into the wall there and sends him on his side. Curtis into him, Galway into them. And Scott then rides the wall. A bad season continues for the 48 team. Winner of the Brickyard 400, but has not done much at all other than that. Tumbles down the banking here at the Darlington Raceway for our first caution flag. 3 cars get damaged, 48, 77, and 11. God, what an awkward flip. Tumbling down the banking. Yellow flag is called. And for Coleridge, Griffin Lynn, Zachary DeLello, and Anthony Ennis, they do not want to see this. Jose Mills and the rest of the field did want to see this. Now is a reset button on this race. About 15 laps ago, we take the green flag. Coleridge leads the Southern 500 at the Darlington Raceway. The green flag will fly with 15 laps of racing to go in the Southern 500, the 4th marquee race of the season, coming down to an end. Luke Rainey, the 2 obviously out. Now against Scott Ronan, Curtis, and Jake Galloway all also out. With the 20 and the 6-6 are basically out. They've been on pit road. No, Spurgeon's back out there, 6 laps down. So hope that maybe another accident happens and he can try and get caught up. Landon Lyons, I believe, is definitely out. The 6-6 been in pit road for 11, now 12 laps. Has made no progress on that race car. So for Coleridge, he's out front. Griffin Lynn in second. Zachary DeLello, Anthony Hernandez, and Jose Mills the top 5. Then Max Rossi, Riley Sampson, Conrad Evans, Scott Upton, and Colin Teague. They're the front 10, and we're back green at Darlington. And now the whole pack gets a chance. Before the L came out, I want to say that Coleridge, you know, he's done basically everything. He's won championships and everything. He's won a lot of big races. He's never won the Southern 500, though. He's won the Brickyard 400 and the Pepsi 600, but never before has he won the Daytona 500 or the Southern 500. He can mark the Southern 500 off his list here tonight if he can hold on. But here comes the Season 6 champion, the series, Griffin Lynn. 2 champions duel it out at Darlington with under 15 to go. Lynn with a great run. And Luis Gig at Freight Train. No one to the top side. Everyone bottom. It's helpless out there. No helping. No hole in line. You have to hope you can get in line at some point before you're back outside the top 20. Sampson is by. Evans is by. Here comes our pulser Upton. DeLello for the lead on Lynn. Lynn's going to lead the lap, but DeLello is the preferred lane. Easily will edge ahead to turn 1. Luigi's still looking for a lane in line. DeLello out front. Hernandez now second. Mills, his teammate, to third. DI second and third behind the Roush car of Zachary DeLello. Luigi try and get in line right there and does in front of the 45 behind the 47. So he still has a shot at the Southern 500. Rossi high, Lynn high. At the front, 3 cars trying to scoot away from the pack behind. It's DeLello, Hernandez, and Mills. And then Sampson is now 4th. Evans is 5th. Here comes Upton to 6th in the 19. I believe Upton tonight got his 3rd pole this season. I believe it's 3 or maybe even his 4th pole. He's gotten a lot of poles this season, but has not transferred over to finishing position in these races. Can Upton finally break through, win a GCS race? We're coming around to 11 to go, and it's into the wall hard for DeLello. Into the air for the 16. Into the 40 of Kukulon. The 16 gets launched. Hamill and Jones also involved. 16 of DeLello on his roof. Second caution flag is out in the Southern 500 at Darlington. DI 1-2, Hernandez Mills, 11 to go. And it's going to be an under 10 laps to go restart here in the Southern 500 at Darlington. A scary crash for Zachary DeLello as he gets launched because of the 40 of Sebastian Kukulon after nailing the outside wall. Looked like just like the 48 steel. Let's go see what happened. Looks like just a little too high for Zachary DeLello through 3 and 4 right here. As he gets up, too far, hits the wall, and immediately flips upside down. And that looks like it would be the worst of it, but it is nowhere near the worst. As the 16 is now coming off the banking. The 4 of Kukulon is committed to the top side as the 16 slides down. That is a terrible impact for DeLello. Basically, it was like that 40 was a wedge, and the 16 kind of drove up that wedge. Just imagine pushing something up a ramp. That's what it looked like for the 16 of DeLello. Let's look at this again. Now, a lot of drivers. Look at Lyndon Rossi and all these other drivers on the outside. They did a great job. Unfortunately for Kukulkan, he had really nowhere to go. If he could have missed that, he would have. But that 16 started to slide down the banking. There was no room at all to miss that. And watch this from this right here. As the 16 gets launched into the air. Look at this. Our second straight race having a scary crash. We hope Zach DeLello is okay after that. Horrendous, horrendous impact. For DEI, it has gone good so far. Darlington, Anthony, Jose Mills, 1-2 at the front of the field. As we're getting down to the end of the Southern 500 at the Darlington Raceway. 7 laps remain at the green flag. We're about near the point of no return in the Southern 500 Darlington. Who's going to win the 4th crown jewel this season? DeLello, Kukulkan both thought there'll be a spot for Riley's, 2 spots for Riley's Pro Tube. 34 cars left running, but some of them with damage. We have about 30 clean race cars. Currently out front, Anthony has the 8th, second place Jose Mills. Then you have Riley Sampson, Conrad Evans, and Scott Upton, our pole sitter. Then there's Colin Teague, Bibby Ruiz, Cole Luigi, Keegan Thompson, and Griffin Lynn. That is the front 10 for the end of the Southern 500 Darlington. Right now, our points contenders, TJ Hanley, nowhere to be seen on the running order right now, down in 27th. Second in points, Anthony Fox, down even further in 32nd. Griffin Lynn right now up inside the top 10 and 10th. We're back, green at Darlington, 7 laps to go. Front few got away. Not a good restart for Ruiz and got forced aside by Cole Luigi right there. The 42 with a great restart. Lynn as well. Evans did not get going to 96. He halts Upton on the top side. Teague to the inside for 5th. As cars try to get up to the front. 6 laps to go at the line. Who will time the move right in the Southern 500? There goes Mills and his teammate. They may be teammates, but they're not racing like it here. A Southern 500 win is on the line. Evans low on Sampson for 3rd. 6 laps to go in Darlington. Mills to the front. Luigi Upton in line just behind the front 5. They have a shot to get to 5th now. Get by the 31 of Sampson. Here comes Evans on Mills. We're getting down to a big lap. 5 to go. Yellow flag would end it. Hernandez may have gotten the wall in the 8 car. He drops back to 5th. 5 laps to go at Darlington. Yellow flag would end it. 4 cars break away. Mills, Evans, Teague, Luigi. They have Hernandez. He got up to 5th right there in the 8 car. Here comes Upton, though, the pole sitter, low for that spot and for the lead. Evans is there on Mills to the inside, and they're racing door to door down the back straightaway. Where does Teague and Luigi go? Evans out front in Darlington, 4 to go this time by. Can a rookie win the Southern 500? It's happened a lot before. It's not a rarity. Teague will move through to 2nd. Luigi now 3rd, and the pole sitter Upton is up to 4th. He's looking for 3rd on the 482. Teague with a run. And now they're side by side for 3rd. A lot of room now for Teague to just wait and make this move at the right time. Just behind Upton, Seaman. How about Jeff Bright? Here comes Ruiz back in the 47. 3 laps to go in Darlington. Luigi's going to get in line from Baby Ruiz. Jeff Bright hung on the outside of the 5 car. Keegan Thompson trying to come forward, but is it too late in the 20? And will Teague be able to make a move on Evans? And if they do get side by side, which they're going to right there, here comes Upton and Seam with the run. Ruiz to 5th by Luigi. Thompson with them. Teague will get by the 96. Upton will move to 2nd. 2 laps to go this time by. Can the pole sitter win the Southern 500 at Darlington? How about Seaman? He's up to 3rd. What can he do? Upton with a run. Peeking out. Showing the nose inside the 00. And they'll finally make that move. Now what can Seaman do? What can Ruiz do? What can Thompson do? Who's got a say in the end of this race? Coming around to the white flag this time by Darlington. Upton pulls with the race lead. Side by side for 2nd. White flag last lap. A mile and a 3rd left to go. Seaman 2nd, but now if they get side by side, Upton can pull away, which he's gonna right there. Side by side for 2nd. Upton loves it. The pole sitter pulls away. Final time through turns 3 and 4. Scott Upton has not won yet this season, but that's going to change. Off the 4th corner for the final time. The pole sitter ends where he starts. Scott Upton wins at Darlington. Ruiz will get 2nd. Thompson 3rd. Yepes 4th. 5th place to William Seaman. In a mad dash to the line, Upton gets out front at the white flag and leads them back around to the checkered flag in the Southern 500. A rookie wins here at Darlington. Let's go see the finishing results of the updated point standings. 3 races now left until the chase. Here's how they finished in the Southern 500 at the Darlington Raceway. 2 caution flags tonight for 8 laps and 36 lead changes. 23 different drivers led laps here in the Southern 500. And the pole sitter reigns supreme. Scott Upton only led 5 laps here tonight, but he led some of the most crucial ones. He led the final 2. Victory lane for the driver of the 19. Bibby Ruiz, maybe his best finish of the season, ends up in 2nd. Keegan Thompson gets 3rd. Diego Yepes 4th, and 5th place for William Seaman. Tommy Fletcher Jr. gets 6th. Carter Fries in 7th. Colin Teague, Jay Randall, and Anthony Hernandez round out the top 10. The Dave Hernandez led the most laps at 9 here tonight. Conrad Evans gets 11th. Cole Luigi also led a lot of laps. He ends up in 12th after getting shuffled late, but he started 42nd, so a great rebound after a bad qualifying position. Colton Yo up inside the top 5 in points with the 13th. Jay Jefferson with a nice 14th, and Jose Mills currently finishes in the 15th position. Jeff Bright, Riley Sampson, Michael Gregory, TJ Hanley, and Eli Bright round out the top 20. Good thing for TJ Hanley, not many drivers up in points did well, so Hanley maintains the points and actually extends the points lead over his nearest competition, which is now the 10 of Griffin Lynn, who finishes 26th here tonight. And you look down, Max Ross in the FDNY tribute car, 25th position for him. There's Anthony Fox, came in 2nd in points, 29th, falls down behind Griffin Lynn now in points. Trevor Knee locked in, 31st. So Tomu Jones hammered the last cars on lead lap. Spurley Tube 6 laps down but running. They resolved the issue on the 28th but finishes 35th and ruined any chance of a top 5 results. He was running 5th at the moment of the issue. And the cars out of the race, Kukulan, Galway, Curtis Scott, Rainey, and Lyons round out the cars out of the race. Let's now go see the point standings. Only 3 races remain to make it into the postseason. Here are the point standings. TJ Hanley still on top, extended to 61 up on Griffin Lynn, who is now 2nd. Jay Reno moves up to 3rd with a great night. Anthony Fox down to 4th, and Colton Yo right now 5th. So from 2nd to 5th, it's separated by only 24 points. That's very, very close there. Eli Bright, a distant 6th place. 61 points behind 5th place. He's actually tied with Luke Rainey, so they're 6th and 7th. Roman Fenway is right now in 8th. Sebastian Kukulana is now 9th. And Max Anderson, final spot inside the top 10, the 1 car. Tommy Fletcher Jr. right now in 11th. Kerr's down to 12th. Hunter is 13th. Thompson is now 14th. Ruiz is up to 15th. So Tomu, Evans, DeLello, Keyshawn Richardson, Anthony, and Charles, they round out the top 20. And with, once again, Trey Rainey, the all-star winner, it is shaking this wild card picture up to no end. Curtis and Hunter, 13 points separate them for the wild card spot. And then you have DeLello and Keyshawn Richardson not that far behind them as well. They are within range of both of them. Currently only 11 points behind Hunter, which puts them 24 behind Curtis. So it's very, very close there between those 4 drivers. And then if Anderson falls out, Kukulana, I mean, look at all these one-time winners. Eli Bright, Luke Rainey, Roman Fenway, Sebastian Kukulana, Max Anderson, all with a win, all within range of falling outside the top 10. We've had so many winners this season. It's going to be very, very hard. Upton with his 4th pole this season finally leads him to victory lane for the first time, up to 24th with his victory. Buford now down to 30th with 2 victories. Burrow 31st, Mills, Fries, and Hamill 34th through 36th, all with victories. But with Buford being the only multi-time winner this season so far, he has a lot going his way, but he needs the points. And right now he's down 30th and a good distance back to 20th in the point standings. We look down at the bottom, Jay Jefferson, Anthony Hernandez, Riley Spurley to Trey Rainey. And then obviously now it's got Colin Teague and Alex Reynolds. So the chase is heating up. Only 3 races left to make it into the postseason as we head now dirt racing at the Bristol Motor Speedway for the Sharpie Dirt 500. I will see you guys then.